So today I'm doing my Rainbowthon reading wrap-up. And I read technically, I guess, 4 books, but technically, really, I read... no. What? I read from 4 books, but I only read 3 full books, but technically I didn't even read 3 full books. I read 2 full books and then half of 2 other books. The first book that I read is my Indigo book, which wasn't even a color in the challenge, but it was a color for me because I had one that I thought was indigo. I not even be indigo, but that's what I was calling indigo there. But I read The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filer, and I read this over the first 2 days, and I think I appreciated the story more than I actually enjoyed it, if that makes sense. It's kind of a big downer book, but it was well done. I'll probably do a full review on this, but I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And directly after finishing this, I moved on to Main Squeeze, which was my yellow and blue book. And this is by Catherine Clark. I'm gonna be honest, I thought this was going to be horrible. I thought it was going to be like laughable bad. And it wasn't horrible, it was decent. And I read about half of it, and I was enjoying it. I was like, it's not bad, like it's fine. But then after about halfway through the book, which was my second day reading it, it was kind of starting to get a little annoying. What was happening in the story was just very incredibly cliche and like kind of cheesy, and the main character was frustrating me. And if I was reading it over a week or something, it probably wouldn't have frustrated me as much, but because I was reading it as fast and as much as possible, it was really bugging me. So I put this aside, and I picked up my red book, which is Evernight by Claudia Gray. And I was enjoying this. I read half of it, and I really enjoyed it. And I almost didn't want to pick up Main Squeeze again. I was like, no, this book is really good. But then I got to the halfway point, and this like big twist came, and it was like, in my opinion, like very incredibly stupid. I was quite annoyed with the twist. Yeah, no. So I tried to continue reading past the twist that I thought was dumb, and couldn't do it. So I picked Main Squeeze back up and I finished it. And it was okay. It was fine. I gave it 3 stars. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. But it was definitely a fine read. It was fine. And then I was done that, so I was like, well, I might as well try to finish Evernight. And I couldn't do it. I read like 10 more pages and I was like, I can't read this. This is horrible now. Nope, not doing it. I still don't know if I'm going to continue it. I might not. I don't know. So I picked up Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones, and I picked this up on Saturday night, I believe, and I was totally gonna just read on Sunday and read it all. And I ended up watching Whiplash instead, which I totally don't regret. If you haven't seen that, you must do that now. And then I watched the first half of the Backstreet Boys documentary, which was also good, but it's long. So I was like, I should pause this and continue reading this book. And I got about halfway through. And this book is absolutely wonderful. I'm so in love with it. Absolutely perfection. I love this book so much. I'm so excited to continue reading it because it's wonderful. So the first book was 307 pages. Book 2 was 349 pages. And then I read 164 pages of Evernight. And then I read 202 pages of Howl's Moving Castle. So I will just add that up in my editing process and put my total page count around here somewhere. And that was my semi-successful readathon. I picked 5 books for myself, but I said I was probably only going to read 3. And if you want to be technical, I guess I did read 3. They just weren't 3 full books. But, so that's pretty good. I think I did okay. How did you do? Let's start that again. So
You read 4 books, you liar.
I didn't.
Cheater.
I got confused.
What comes after 4? 7?